Welcome back for day 4. This is Tech World with Abdul. We talk a lot about advanced AI architectures and orchestrations. But what if you could bring the power of generative AI directly into your daily development environment? Given a thought about it? Well, today we are diving into a hands on lab to install and authenticate the new Gemini's command line interface. CLIs seem challenging before you use them, but once you get your hands dirty with CLI, there's no way of going back to the glossy UIs. And we're going to build something interesting with using the Gemini CLI and generate images all without leaving the terminal. All the magic happens within the terminal. The idea is to familiarize you with CLIs and using terminal for development. With no further delay, let's move in further. Like the picture here is it's depicting, to follow along, you will be using your local machine and you will be keeping everything clean because you will be doing the entire exercise within the Google Cloud shell. The Cloud shell comes with Gemini CLI pre-installed. But before we start, let's try to build a Google Cloud project, and then from there we'll take this further. I'll show you everything step by step. And all these instructions, like we do in our previous lectures, have been documented inside our GitHub, which has all the instructions which we are going to follow today. With no further delay, let's jump into the console and see what is that we are trying to build. Log into Google Cloud. How do we do that? Cloud Google is what you just type on Google, and then it opens cloud.google.com. Go to the console. This is where all the magic happens. We have been using this for a while now. If you don't have a project, create a project by clicking on new project, and you can give a name and it's going to create that. I'm going to use my AI GCP MCP project for this exercise. Pretty straightforward, nothing fancy. With that said, we'll be using our Cloud shell. Where is the Cloud shell? Right next to this Gemini icon. This icon is what is your Cloud shell. Activate Cloud shell is what it tells. Click on this and this should launch and authenticate you. There you go. So you are into the Cloud shell. What can we do with this thing? We can see who we are. That is by clear this thing, and I just say gcloud auth list. All these commands are there in my manual. You can take a look at that. So you already have our account which we have logged in with gcloud. Gcloud is what we use to perform any operation within this thing. The same thing is being similar fashion of CLIs are available for AWS, Claude, Codex. Take a platform, they have their own CLI, but everyone follows pretty exactly same instructions. Nothing fancy there. Once you master this thing, you should be able to use any such platforms with their CLIs, right? Gcloud projects list should list me all the projects which I have. See, it gives me all the list of projects, and you can set your project. If it is not set, you can set your project, but right now I see that my project is already set, so no need to worry. With that said, and I also have to enable a bunch of services for this thing. What services are those? I need AI platform and cloud resource manager. The same thing should be present here. See, enable necessary services, and I'm going to enable the AI platform service and cloud resource manager service here. Let me come back, enter, and this should give me success. It's enabled. Perfect. The next piece is I want to install a package for Gemini CLI. What is the command for that? It's present in the instructions. We use something called as npm. Npm is nothing but a package manager. It's as good as you going into browser and clicking download on one of the packages you want. Could be VLC player or any such software. The same thing is being done here by using npm install, and within Google Cloud you're trying to do that. For this project, it's getting deployed. npm install Gemini CLI is what I want. @Google/Gemini CLI pulls that package. You can do npm install, and also you can update. If there is any latest update, you can pick that by doing this. npm update kind of updates those packages, which means we have our Gemini already installed. So to launch Gemini, all I have to say is on my Cloud Shell Gemini. All we have done is logged into Google Cloud, open the Cloud Shell, and just passing the commands, nothing else. And you say Gemini, it opens and launches Gemini. Look at Gemini getting launched right here. Beautiful. Gemini CLI 0.56 version got launched, and you can do whatever you wish. You just do a / and you can see what all the different commands you can run here. You can clear, compress, directory, footer, quit, stats, tasks, everything. You can build background tasks and you can switch between them. About kind of shows the version. So if I do ABOUT, so it gives you the version, where it's running, what is the OS on that, stuff like that. Test it out, play around with this thing, familiarize yourself, and keep moving further is what I would say, right? With that said, going further, what do you want to do? I want to build a CLI project. So to do that, let me create a directory or something like that, right? Let's try that. So let's try the quit command, which is qid quit, enter. pwd ls is showing me mcp on cloud run and all that. Okay, perfect. So let me create a directory here for CLI. Let me create my CLI project and go into that. So all I'm doing is creating directory. mkdir is make directory, creates the directory. cd means change directory, and it goes inside that. So if you see, I'm inside the my CLI project directory. I want to execute from this directory because all the files which gets generated goes inside this. Let me say Gemini again here, and let's say perfect. So we are into Gemini CLI, and let me ask something. What is the weather today in New York? Let's say Mysore, because I am from Mysore. So let me ask, how's the weather today in Mysore, right? So it's searching. It's going to give you the weather for how it is in Mysore. So if you see, what it did was it looked for a tool, which is Google search. This is what tool use is all about, searching for web. Inside this Google search tool, it passed that command and it pulled out how the weather is inside this thing. So Google search tool is what it used. Now we know that it uses tools within itself to look for stuff. So you can also see what tools it has. /tools is going to give you list of tools it has. It has activate skill, ask user, bunch of tools. Google search is what it actually used. So this is where we are understanding it is using tools to get the job done, right? Make sense? So now there's a website called Star of Mysore, right? This is our local newspaper which we used to get all through our lives. I want to use this and see if Gemini CLI can help me get me summary, get me news summary from Star of Mysore. This is our this thing. So I want to see how does it get the summary. Allow once, allow for this session is what I would do for this session. And if you see, web fetch is something it is using, that is one of the tools it is using to pull the details. The idea here is to help you understand how you can use CLI to perform tasks. Now we see that we got the news summary from the news website, the local site which we gave. Notice that the agent automatically uses the web fetch tool. You don't have to tell it. It knows that this is what it has to use. That's the smartness of the CLI. It understands the AI behind that, understands that this is a tool it has to use and fetch that. You didn't tell that, and it automatically understands that. With that said, let's try to make it slightly more interesting. Let's see how does it perform when we use the same site and ask to do multiple steps. Let us say Same thing, right? And then I will say also just summarize that with, I'll say, and filter it only by sports news and summarize that for me is what I'm saying. What is it? But summarize that. Two tasks is what I'm trying to club here. In the sense, I'm giving it multiple tasks on the same command. Let's see how it performs. Same thing, it's using the web fetch tool, and let us see what it does to summarize that. Perfect. It was able to summarize, use the same web fetch tool, and then it summarized me the local champions, tournament wins, individual accolades, and stuff like that. From the sports news perspective, it pulled that details and it gave it to me. Perfect. Love that. Now we are done with this thing. So now let's take it one step further and see if it helps us building something. Let's say I want to build a game, and I've given the prompt here. You can use that, or you can think of your own idea which you want to build, and you can add that here. So I'm saying develop me a Tic-Tac-Toe game is what I'm saying. I want to build that game to use. So let us see if it helps us with that. So I'm picking that prompt and I'm going to pass that here. So nothing fancy, just that prompt in this command file. See, it pasted text 54 lines, and let us see if it builds that. I'm saying yes, and it's thinking and developing the game logic, visual game elements, stuff like that. Allow for this session. So it entered the plan mode and it's building that. Nothing fancy, just giving plain English to get the job done. It's doing that. See? Does the plan meet your, I'll say, yes, please proceed. I'm happy with what it is giving. This is just for demonstration. In the real time, you can, go for it and ask it to do that. You can review it and say, I want to modify XYZ things and do that, but because we have time crunch, we are asking it to proceed further. It is planning and now it wants to execute this further. So it's asking you want to accept the edits or manually accept. I say automatically accept the edits. So it's accepting, it's proceeding further. Plan is approved. We are literally we're not going anywhere from here, just using this shell prompt to complete the entire task. You can have a basic laptop which just has access to Chrome, and you should be able to build an entire project on that. There you go. It just took a couple of minutes and then it completed. I have completed the development of Tic-Tac-Toe game. The implementation is split into 3 files: index.html, style.css, script.js. It has already completed the project, and it's saying Gemini 3 Flash preview is what it has used. 16% of that has been used, and this is the quota. It has 29 skills, 3 MCP servers, everything. You didn't have to do anything. It has done that. Now that it is done, let's open another terminal here, right? To do that, I will do new window, so say a plus here, right? It has defaulted to GCP project. Perfect. If not, you can default it to that. Let me do ls cd into my CLI project, right? Change directory. I'm inside that. Now I want to start that. Let's say Python. I will say Python 3. Python 3 is used to run any Python program, and I'll say http.server space 8082. This should start the Python server on localhost 8080. Serving. Perfect. It is started. So let us see if it is working. Now that we have started it and it is serving, So you can preview this. I just started it on Python 3, so it's serving the 8080 port. Look for this icon, web preview. It won't open on your normal browser. You have to access it from here, the web preview. Just click on web preview and preview on port 8080 because that is where we are trying to serve this. And there you go. See, the tic-tac-toe game we wanted to build is ready. There you go. Game over. X wins. I won. We just built this with one command. I don't know what can get much easier than this. With that said, we literally demonstrated usage of Gemini CLI and how we can build the entire project using that, right? With that said, the next piece is Gemini extensions. How do we install different extensions into Gemini? Let me open another tab and show you how that can be done. Let's say I want to install Nanobanana. Nanobanana is one of those extensions which is very famous for generating images. It generates beautiful images. If you follow me on LinkedIn and Insta, you see I generate a lot of informational infographics using Nanobanana. Beautiful, very much recommended. See, you just say Gemini extensions install and it installs that. Say yes, and it's asking for a API key. Once I pass the API key, this gets installed into Nanobanana, and then you can start generating image. You click on this link and it opens the API key page. Go there, create API key, and imported project. I'll call this GCP demo, or sorry, CLI demo. Create a key. I'm gonna delete this once it is done. So if you're having plans to use this thing, forget it. Don't have to use this thing. So I copy the key, go back to AI GCP, and give the key, enter. That's it. So you were able to set your Nanobanana API key. What can I do once this is done? I can create anything. Let's say I want to generate something. So all I have to say is, go into Gemini. Go to Gemini. Same thing, same process. / generate, right? Click on generate. Now because you're using the API key, it is acting as if you're using a fuel for this thing, right? And say generate a sunset over mountains, right? Mountains, and say so you're going to count till 3 and has also pass preview, so that way you can preview it. Enter. This is going to generate an image of that. This way you can pass anything as such, and then you should be able to see that image getting generated. Very easy. Plug in your API key and you should be able to have your image generated. Nanobanana, it doesn't cost much. It is cheap. So we're just using that. It built a MCP server to Nanobanana and it's doing that. You didn't have to do it. Just doing this basic configuration, you're able to pull off anything you want. As simple as that. It generated the image. You can go into this directory and you should be able to preview them. And let's say if you didn't like it, you can definitely edit. You use the / edit option and you can edit the image as well. You can give your instruction and you can edit that. Well, this was a quick way of helping you understand what is that you can do with Gemini CLI. Hope this video was very helpful. If you like this, share it with people who have no idea about how CLIs work, so that they can try this out, and put in comments what is that you tried with Gemini CLI and how did it help you. If you like this kind of videos, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon and make sure you are caught up on all the new videos I post. I'll be posting this continuous for next 30 days, and hope to see you in the next lecture. Thank you.